Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our keynote speaker, Huawei Global Vice President for Cybersecurity and Privacy, Mr. Mika LAUHDE.
Thank you very much, Natalia. That was a nice introduction. Happy to be here, even not physically, but at least mentally. And of course, that I'm sure that we will be overcoming this hard period what we are having at the moment in our hands, and partially this will be helped by the connectivity, as what we have been mentioning several times today. But my agenda today is to talk about something about the artificial intelligence, which will be touching all of us. And in the following 30 minutes, I was planning to explain a few things about how we in Huawei, we are seeing the cybersecurity, the artificial intelligence, and what can we really do to improve this area. So I would like to start with something what the Arthur Clarke was saying, is that we tend to overestimate what we can do in the near future and grossly underestimate what can be done in the distant future. And this is a very, very good point in that sense, that this is the case with the artificial intelligence. And there is a short-term things and there is a long-term things, and they have to find this kind of good combination between there. Those who don't know what is artificial intelligence, the European Commission has been making a very, very good this kind of definition. But I wasn't planning to talk about the definition itself. I was planning to do it about the concrete things what we will be seeing in the near future. So let's start the journey with the artificial intelligence and what it means and what it requires from us. Why we are feeling in Huawei that we are having a very, very great responsibility with the artificial intelligence is that we are one of the leaders in this world making the artificial intelligence chips, and we are actually having the biggest amount of artificial chipsets around the world, embedded in the different devices like mobile phones. And therefore, of course, that those who are leading the technology has many times to overcome those challenges what the industry will be facing later. And this is, of course, one of the reasons why we are extremely motivated to solve the things before they are hitting everybody. So artificial intelligence is, as I was saying, already embedded in several different devices. We can find it from the cars, firewalls, routers, almost everywhere. And this is a very, very fundamental starting point for the discussion about the cybersecurity with the artificial intelligence. So there's two things. Artificial intelligence will be everywhere, which is also meaning that the cybersecurity with the artificial intelligence have to be everywhere. In Huawei, we have been putting our strategy to create the portfolio first, build a full stack portfolio, which is meaning that there has to be capabilities for different areas. Different things are needing different kind of artificial intelligence. It's like the previous presenter was saying that one shoe do not fit everybody. We have to cultivate the talent and open ecosystems. We have to strengthen existing portfolio, which is meaning that there's a lot of interesting things which can be done now in the future with the help of the artificial. And then, of course, we have to drive the operational efficiency. It's not meaning only the Huawei's operational efficiency, but it's meaning that efficiency with all the operations what the companies are doing globally. So, as I was saying that earlier, is that artificial intelligence can be found from everywhere. And it's surprising me still today that where you can find these kind of things. And like currently you can find that even from your toothbrush. And to be honest, I don't have a slightest idea what kind of advantages artificial intelligence will be bringing to me if I'm cleaning my tooth with this kind of thing. I don't know what kind of the systems this manufacturer has been making to guarantee my cybersecurity and therefore perhaps assets like my privacy. But there is other aspect as well, is that in the similar way as artificial intelligence can be used for the good things, it can be unfortunately used also for the bad things. I'm working in the Europol as well, and Europol has been making very, very good material currently that where do we find artificial intelligence to be used against us, which is the part of the sad story, because when we are now building the artificial intelligence, it's not only this kind of mechanical thing, it's not only software, we are coming things like ethics guidelines, and there is a working group already in the EU Commission working in this area. My concern is that this planet is a bit divided still, and especially this conflict is not helping us to come together and working with the same goals. So what we have to do is that be, at least in the industry side, be very, very clever how we are building the artificial intelligence and especially the ethics there inside. And of course, I'm hoping that there would be this kind of governmental baseline which is accepted in every single country in this planet, because the artificial intelligence is also traveling around with us. We have been seeing what can be happening with the artificial intelligence. And as I was saying that it's not only already embedded in the toothbrushes, it's also in the complicated systems like aeroplanes. And we have been seeing that there is a differences with the artificial intelligence, so that today we can already say is that when there is two main airplane manufacturers, we can't anymore change the pilot from one airplane to the other one. And the simple reason is that when the artificial intelligence has been built, it's learning the things. It can be teach. You are bringing the data, and the artificial intelligence is learning. The downside is that depending what the artificial intelligence has been learning, the behavior of the artificial can be also different. And this kind of accident can be happening. And of course, this is something where we need to focus. So putting it shortly is that the industrial challenge is that we are having artificial intelligence, but you can teach that same artificial intelligence with the positive issues. And unfortunately, you can teach for the artificial intelligence bad things. And these are the things what we should be preventing, because what we have been seeing already is that the end result can be totally unpredictable, so that by good intention can be turned as an evil meaning when somebody is having the real purpose and meaning to harm the artificial intelligence. So cybersecurity intelligence is not only how the artificial intelligence is actually working, it's also how can we protect the artificial intelligence so that the influence coming from outside would not be harming that. But let's go now more defined in this area of cybersecurity. I would be putting bluntly, and I'm knowing that I'm simplifying the things a bit, but let's think about the key components in the artificial intelligence. It's a computing data. What kind of data you are feeding in the artificial intelligence so that it would be making clever things? You have to have a computing power. And this is, of course, where Huawei is very, very good, that when we are having the most powerful chipsets in this area, you have to crack the code, you have to crack the data, you have to perform this learning. And then actually you are still having computing algorithms on the top of everything, which are making this kind of selection. You are adapting that to environment. Perhaps it's an airplane, perhaps that is your toothbrush, but anyway, you are making this computing algorithms. And these are actually the three buckets which we need to understand more deeply. So first, of course, the manufacturers who are making chipsets, we have to make this kind of hardware security, trusted computing platforms, secure boots, secure codes, checking the vulnerabilities, everything else. But I would be saying that might be the perhaps easiest part. More complicated part will be, for example, things like data integrity, model confidentiality, model robustness. So putting it once again in a very, very simple way, if you're feeding for artificial intelligence bad quality data, you can't expect good quality decisions from the system. So what you have to do is not only generate and provide good data from the quality perspective, and also protect that nobody is disturbing the data itself, so that nobody is putting their wrong data. And then of course that the same applies basically for the algorithms, that algorithms has to be done in the way so that they are working perfectly, then the end results, what is the output, will be coming also perfectly. And we are having understanding what is happening there. And of course, some of these are in the hands of manufacturer, but in the reality, what will be happening is that hardware security can be in the hands of Huawei, for example. Data integrity can be in the hands of government. Algorithms can be in the hands of private company making this kind of application layers, so that what is really needed is to understand the accountability between these different parties. Of course, the reality is a bit more complicated, and my intention is not to go deep in this area. I would be rather stay in this simplified model, but all these elements can be seen and found from here. But how you are then creating things like artificial intelligence trustworthiness? And what this is needed is that, as I was saying earlier, trusted and secure data. I would be already making rather this kind of statement that explainable data, so that you are understanding what kind of data you are feeding in the system. You are having some kind of pre-processing unit, and then actually you are having this kind of what we are calling deep neuron system, explainable model. An explainable model is needed that in the same way as there is a clever technical systems, there should be also clever people who would be understanding that how this model is working. Can I be expecting the kind of reasonable the things coming out from there? Or is it going to generate just a pure catastrophe? And there has to be this kind of post-processing unit, which is comparing what was coming in and also understanding how the model is working and feeding back if the results are start to go in the wrong way. And of course, that after that, you are sending the information out for your business model, independently if this is, once again, this toothbrush or is it the aeroplane. So what you are needing is trusted and secure data, trusted and secure model, and trusted and secure end results. Of course, part of the clever thing with the artificial intelligence is the decision making. It can be making decisions. So there has to be a good isolation to ensure stable operation. So nobody is harming the artificial intelligence. There should be a detection system. Think about things like firewalls, etc. These are applying for the artificial intelligence well. Adapting continuous monitoring and with the attack detection. It should be fail-safe. So if something goes wrong, the car is not crashing, the aeroplane is not coming down. And of course, redundancy. Many business decisions and data are associated with each other. There has to be a connection between these. What about privacy then? Actually, if you are putting this kind of simple model that there is a data coming in, there is a data inside, and there is a decision output. And it could be also, like I have been putting here, law enforcement authorities who are trying to understand how the criminality, for example, is working. But you have to also understand that every time when you are starting to collecting the data, you are going to have some responsibilities. So the main thing is that where is your data coming? Are you having right to collect the data, or how you are getting this data in your hands? Are you able to provide security around the system, skills, and technology? How about the governmental interest and in the governmental institution? These are also super important, that we have to trust that not only that the collected data is trustworthy, but also that where it is used and how it will be used is also happening in the transparent and trustworthy way. And of course that we are still having this kind of things like commercial interest and accountabilities. And last, and of course, I would like to underline this accountability. So as I have been explaining already, is that there will be different players in this round. When Huawei is only one part of this ecosystem, we have to have other players equally accountable as we are and or everybody else is, so that we are building the trust. We are not compromising the trust with these systems. And as we have been seeing the 5G, when the people are starting to burning the 5G base stations, even more important will be the accountability and the trustworthiness with the artificial intelligence, because as I was saying, that it will be everywhere. So the question is that how to convince also the others and build the trust for these. And it's not only that we know, manufacturers, governments are knowing how these systems are working, but also what we have to do is that to show and demonstrate that the people can trust for these decision-making systems. And of course, that how we are approaching this is that we are building now this kind of what we are calling training clusters, so that the people would be learning not only how the artificial intelligence processor itself is working, but also that how they should be building the software and algorithms on the top of there. And what is more important than anything else, that how they can build tools so that they can test the end results which are coming out from the artificial intelligence, so that they can show that we are doing the right things. Our ethics is valid and it's working. So thank you very much. What I would like to say, this before giving the handing over back to Natalia, is that even the artificial intelligence is getting all the cleverness. But as the previous speaker was also mentioning, we are not only needing clever artificial intelligence, we are also needing clever people to run the artificial intelligence. And the accountability, it will be at the end of the day always landing to the hands of the individuals, institutions, with the other words, human beings. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mika, for a great presentation. And indeed, artificial intelligence, it's not a science fiction anymore. It's part of our job, it's part of our daily life. And there are a lot of discussions about this subject because a lot of people, they are afraid about this subject. Honestly, 10 years ago, we were afraid that robots will replace humans. But after this COVID, now we are thinking that it's not about the robots. So we have to rethink, we have to be flexible, and we have to think creative. Maybe we have to learn from hackers now how to be creative and to adapt to this new reality. Indeed, Mika, you mentioned a very important point, how to build trust. Maybe not in this format, when you meet people, when you talk, it's something different rather than through this technology. But indeed, it's very important to collaborate, to cooperate, and to have this trust. When you have a problem, that you know that you have a friend, that you have a partner, you can ask for help and you can solve the problem. It's not a question if we have attacks. The idea is how quickly we are back online, our services are there. Thank you very much, Miko. I wish you a nice day and stay with us.